Hello student and a warm welcome in this new video. So today in this video we are going to discuss about the fourth chapter of the physics, which is thermodynamic. So before we go through the topic, it is necessary to clear the name of the topic. So thermodynamic is nothing but the combination of two words, which is thermo plus dynamics. So these two words are combined to form the thermodynamics. So as far as the meaning of thermodynamic is concerned, a thermo means heat and the dynamic means motion. So you may have get one point that thermodynamic means a flow of heat from one point to another point, and it's a behavior while it's a flow or while it is in motion. So it is nothing but the thermodynamic. But the definition which we are going to write in the exam is the thermodynamics is the branch of physics which deals with the phenomenon of heat and temperature and the interrelation of heat and other forms of energy. This is the definition that we have to write in the exam. This was the whole introductory part of the thermodynamic, but in this topic, which articles we are going to learn, we will discuss in short. So the first one is the thermodynamics system, second one is thermodynamic variables, third one is thermodynamic processes, and fourth one is the laws of governing these processes, means whichever the processes they have given. Now we will learn about thermodynamic equilibrium. Now here no need to take any stress because the title itself suggests the meaning. Thermal means we are already aware of that. The thermal means heat, and the equilibrium means there should be some equal quantities. We can guess ourselves. So this is the thermal equilibrium. We will learn in detail now. Now this thermal equilibrium concept we will understand with the help of this diagram. Now in the diagram you can see three objects are there. Suppose three of the objects are of iron metal. Object A, object B and object C are there. Object B and object C are connected with the iron bar. So three of these objects are connected with each other. Now let object A is get heated. But initially three objects are at the same position, means at the same temperature. The temperature of three of the objects is same. Now what we have to do, we have to heat the object A only. Then what will happen, the temperature of object A will rises, and as the temperature of object A will rises, it will start to transfer the heat from point A to point B, means the object A will start transfer heat from object A to object B. Now this will continues. Now after point B will get heated, object B will get heated, then object B will start transfer the heat to the object C. So in this way the heat flow will be from object A to object B and object B to object C. So this will be the flow of heat. Now what will happen, this transfer of heat from point A, B and C, from point A to B and B to C will be continuous unless the temperature of three of the object will not be same, means it will reach the point where the temperature of point A, B and C will be same. Then we can say the three of these objects are in thermal equilibrium with each other. Thus in short we can say the transfer of heat is continuous till the level of heat content in both the substance is same. Then we can say the objects are reached in thermal equilibrium state. Thus when object will reach at equal temperature, then we can say these all objects are reached the thermal equilibrium condition. Now we will see the zeroth law of thermodynamics. In the given diagram you can see three systems A, B, C. So three systems are represented by the symbols A, B, C, and the double arrow between any two systems represents the thermal equilibrium between that systems. So these three systems we are going to use to state the zeroth law of thermodynamics. So this is the simple representation of zeroth law of thermodynamics. So in the diagram you can see system A, B, C, and in the first diagram system A has shown in equilibrium state with the system C, and in the second one system A is shown in thermal equilibrium with the system B, and in the last diagram you can see the system B has shown in thermal equilibrium with the system C. From this entire observation of diagram we can say system A is in thermal equilibrium with the C. System A is in thermal equilibrium with the B. So system B must be in thermal equilibrium with the C, and this is nothing but the zeroth law of thermodynamics in the simple language. After this demonstration of diagram, we can say when the first system is in thermal equilibrium with the second system, and the second system when thermal equilibrium with the third system, then we can say that the first system is also in thermal equilibrium with the third system. So this is nothing but the simplest way of zeroth law of thermodynamics. Now we will see the exact statement of the zeroth law of thermodynamics. The exact statement of zeroth law of thermodynamics you have to write in the exam is, if two systems are each in thermal equilibrium with the third system, they are also in thermal equilibrium with the each other. If you think that this statement of zeroth law of thermodynamics is difficult to write, then you can write in a way, if the first system is in thermal equilibrium with the second and second system is in thermal equilibrium with the third, then the first system is also in thermal equilibrium with the third system. So in this way you can write the zeroth law of thermodynamics in the simple way. Now we will see the application of zeroth law of thermodynamics. So the zeroth law of thermodynamics is used in the temperature measurement by the thermometer. As you can see in the diagram, when we insert the thermometer in the water to measure the temperature of the water, then what is exactly happens there? What does exactly happens when you insert the thermometer inside the water to measure the temperature of that water? The heat from the water will gain by that mercury bulb, and the two systems, means water and the thermometer, will comes in equilibrium. Then the thermometer mercury bulb will rise in temperature, and that's what the exactly temperature of that water. And this is the application of zeroth law of thermodynamics. Now we will learn the internal energy. Thus, the internal energy of the system is the energy which is associated with the random and disordered motion of the molecules of the system. For your better understanding, I will give you one daily life example. Suppose you have glass, and in that glass there is water. Then the water molecules inside the glass will move in random motion, and they are not in order, mean they are in disordered order. Their motion is disordered. They will move randomly here and there, and that is nothing but the internal energy of that system. Now one by one we will learn what is mean by system, what is boundary, and what is surrounding. These three concepts we will understand one by one now. Now we will understand one by one system, boundary, and the surrounding. Suppose now here in this diagram you can observe there is one system, and you can see here that there is one boundary surrounding to the system, and there is one other area which is other than the system and the beyond that boundary. So these three things you are able to see in the diagram. Now what is mean by system? As far as system is concerned, system is nothing but a part of the universe which we have taken for the study purpose, which we have taken under the observation. That is nothing but the system. For example, suppose we have a glass of water, and the water inside the glass is nothing but the system which we have used for the study purpose. So the water inside the glass is nothing but system. The water inside the glass will stands for the system. Now we will understand what mean by the surrounding. Now the surrounding is the area other than the system is nothing but the surrounding. Means we have already taken the example of glass, that glass in water, means the water inside the glass will be stand for the system, and the area in of the universe which is other than that water is nothing but it will stand for the surrounding. That is nothing but the surrounding. In short, the area outside the system will stand for the surrounding. Now we will move further toward the boundary. What mean by the boundary? Boundary is the thin portion which separate the system from the surrounding. You can observe in the diagram that the system and the surrounding are separated by the thin portion, and which is called as the boundary. I will explain you with the help of already given example. The water inside the glass stands for the system, and the area other than outside of the glass it stands for the universe, and the glass, the thick portion of glass which separate the water and the outside part of the water, that glass will stand as the boundary. So these were few concepts of surrounding, system, and the boundary we have discussed in the easy and simple language. Now we will revise one more time the definition of system, surrounding and boundary. You can see system is the part of the universe which is under observation. Second, the surrounding means the part of the universe other than the system, and the boundary means a thin portion which separates the system and the surrounding. Now we will learn the types of systems. So here you can see the types of system. First one is open system, second one is closed system, and third one is isolated system. So one by one we will understand the types of systems. First system is open system. The system in which both matter and heat can be exchanged is called as open system. And second one is closed system. The system in which no matter but only heat can be transferred or exchanged is called as closed system. And the last one is isolated system. The system in which neither heat nor matter will be transferred is called as isolated system. Now we will understand these three systems with the help of diagram. Now in the diagram you can see the three systems are represented with the help of diagram. Now in the open system you can see both heat and matter can be exchanged between the system and the surrounding. You can see in the diagram which has been indicated with the help of red and blue arrow. Now we will move to the second system, that is closed system. You can see in the diagram only heat can be exchanged with the surrounding. That is nothing but the closed system, but the matter will not be exchanged in the closed system. Now we will move to the third system, which is isolated system. In this system neither heat nor matter will be exchanged between system and the surrounding. Thus students, if you have any trouble to remind the definition of three systems, you can keep in your mind with the help of this diagrammatical representation, that you will never forget. Now we will see the definition of thermodynamic processes. A process in which thermodynamic state of the system is changed is called as a thermodynamic processes. Means there is some change of state will observe, then we can say it is the thermodynamic process. Now we will see the definition of heat. So heat is nothing but a sense of hotness or a high temperature. Means if you touch to the any hot object, then it will sense you the heat or the high temperature. That is nothing but the heat. And the behavior of heat this, while it is flowing from one point to other point and it's a change of its states. This is the study of thermodynamic, or which is called as a thermodynamic. There is one characteristic of the heat, that heat will always flow from the point at a higher temperature to the point at a lower temperature. And we have already seen that in thermal equilibrium that heat will try to maintain the temperature of both the object in which the heat is flowing. Means heat flow will be continuous till the temperature of the both the object will be same. When the heat transfer is from surrounding to system, then it is supposed to be a positive, or there is gain of energy. Or in the second case, when heat transfer is from system to surrounding, then we can say it is the negative, that system loses the energy. So this was the heat or lose or gain of energy, or you can say positive or negative energy. Now we will see energy flow system in three cases. Those three cases are energy flow into system, second one energy flow from the system, and the third one no transfer of energy will be there. In these three cases we are going to see how heat transfer takes place between environment and the system. What is the exact procedure of transfer of this heat, and how does Q varies? Q means a transfer of heat. While we are taking into consideration the transfer of heat, that is Q, the Ts means will be the temperature of the system and T will be temperature of the environment. How does it vary and how Q will be vary with respect to both these terms while the heat will be transferred, we are going to see now. Means we will see how heat transfer means Q will be greater than 0, or in some cases the Q will be less than 0, and in cases the Q will be equal to 0. In which cases the value of Q will be greater than or less than or equal to 0, we are going to see. How the transfer of heat or exchange of heat will be takes place between system and environment, we will see now. So likewise there are three processes, we will learn one by one each of them. So these three processes in detail we will see in the next video.